Yes, guys, welcome back to Red Corner Boxing. You with Jam and Mr. Neutral, as always. And we've got a special guest, the boxing man, joining us all the way from Canada. Before we get into that, we are here for Richardson Hitchins versus George Kambosos Jr. This is for the IDF Super Lightweight World title, taking place in New York at MSG Theatre. This should be a cracking fight. I'll just quickly run through the records before we do the sponsor. Richardson Hitchins is 19-0-0. He's got 7 knockouts. Kambosos 22-3-0. He's got 10 knockouts. He's been stopped at once. Richardson Hitchins was last out in a split decision win against Liam Parrow, another Australian. And George Kambosos Jr. was last out against Jake Weiler, which he won by UD. So it's a cracking fight, but before we get into it, lads, we are proudly sponsored by Easy Storage, your place to go for all your storage needs across the United Kingdom. Check them out. They handle your goods with care. Right then, fellas, how are we tonight? Well, this morning, and the fight is underway. What are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost,
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, welcome, Brett, all the way from Nelson, British Columbia over there. We finally tracked you down via GPS. We thought you was in Vancouver. We got it all wrong, but we finally got you, mate. Welcome to the show, mate. If you saw the looks these two give each other just before they touch gloves, these are about to kill each other. So let's see how it goes. It looks a bit tentative so far, but as expected, Hitchins is waiting to jab his way out of the situations here. Kambosos, as expected, on the front foot. He's the one that will do the attacking. Loves to fight. What are you thinking, Jams? What are you seeing so far?
I'm thinking the same thing, brother. I'm thinking Kambosos is looking to throw some haymakers where Hitchins is just looking to counter, just to, you know, his articulate boxing. He's like slippery. He just wants to be on the back foot, just popping out the jab, calm, calculated. That's what he tends to do. But Kambosos can make it a dogfight. And if Hitchins lets him do that, Richardson Hitchins could be in trouble. But let's see. What's your thoughts, boxing man?
Yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot about the way this fight's going to go in round one. And the reason why is because of what you just said there. If Kambosos puts aggression on, that Hitchins doesn't feel it would deserves respect, then he's going to change his game plans. But if he feels a bit of respect inside this first round, he might go on his back foot a little bit.
Yeah, I have to agree. This is very much up to George to change Hitchins' strategy and what he thinks he's going to control this fight with his jab and that. Good morning to you, Håkan Ringside live from Sweden. Thank you for joining us. Our leader in League Prediction 1 going strong yet again. But look, you'll have to let us know in the chat who your scores as you see this fight as we go along. It's very important that, you know, we get many aspects and perceptions of what's going on here. But as far as effective aggression, gentlemen, it's got to be slightly edged towards George, although in a couple of flashy moments, Hitchins has looked quite good. But
Hitchins is razor sharp here, Mr. Neutral. And he's also, when George is throwing those lazy jabs, he's countering him. He's not countering him with steam, but he's tapping him. He's tapping him every time he throws something lazy. He's tapping him, so he's range finding. It's pretty
scoring points.
Pretty good stuff from Hitchins. This boys, like he's catching him.
Looks a little bit damaged to George's nose already just from that stiff jab, Brett. So exactly what you're saying, bro. He's popping out that jab and he's catching him on the bridge of the nose. It's already reddening around Kambosos' nose. So he's really getting to his man already.
Rihanna DeForo shock loss against Alejandra Rojas.
She lost in Mexico. Rihanna DeForo lost in Mexico. The old British Olympian. Oh my God, she lost in Mexico. Can't believe that.
So
it's Alejandra Rojas.
How have you scored that one, Jams?
I'd go that to Richardson Hitchins because of that stiff, lovely left jab in his face all night.
And the same with you, Brett?
Yeah. I actually think it was a very smart round. George is going to do what George is going to do. He's lively. He's ready for it. Look at him. He's bashing his gloves in the corner. He wants to have a go. He thinks he's
a proper warrior, isn't he?
He's a warrior.
I just love his facial expressions.
He'd have a tear up anywhere in, mate.
Aye.
Phone booth.
But
In the phone booth.
completely good boxing from Hitchins for that range finding, and they're just little tap counters. Let's see. This second round is going to be interesting now. Whether Hitchins puts some steam behind any of those shots.
Yeah, let's see. But once again, Hitchins is comfortable to let George just keep him on that foot, just suckling around the center of the ring, flicking that stiff jab out once again. There's another one. George tries to come back. One to the body, but the one to the top missed. Another jab from Hitchins.
Kambosos needs to mix this up a little bit. He's a little bit too readable at the moment. Richardson Hitchins knows what he's going to do every time and just keeps popping that left jab out, keeping him at bay. Kambosos needs to mix it up. He needs to go for something different. Put a little something different on it. Go underneath. Go for the body. Go anywhere but what he's doing. Coming forward for the head. Because he's just going to get getting pieced up all night long if this continues. And this will be the UD we all called.
He's a confidence fighter as well, Jams. So he's catching him anytime he wants. This is obviously, you want George to jump on him, but George is going to have to do a little bit more now because he's measuring him.
100%, brother. 100%. Couldn't agree more. Kambosos just needs to get in there, just roughhouse him a bit. Just get in there and really start to make him work. It's just too easy for Richardson Hitchins at the moment.
Fair to say Hitchins looks a lot bigger than him as well.
He does look more set, but George is a big boy himself, isn't he? Let's be truthful. George is, he's big at 140 as well.
He's 5'9" is George.
Beautiful jab check hook there as well from Hitchins.
This is good work from Hitchins now. And you're quite correct, George. He's not doing enough to repel the accuracy of Hitchins. And the strategy's baffling me a wee bit because they know Hitchins is solid behind the jab. He keeps his elbows tucked, his shoulders tucked as well. Yeah, quite baffling that he hasn't actually put more into this so far.
Yeah, you thought Kambosos would have come out like a bat out of hell, wouldn't you? And really had a go at him, but he's just not.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's here just to make up the numbers at the moment, which is a shame for George Kambosos Jr. because it's not what he's about, in truth. He's a warrior, and he deserves to go out like one because this could be his last ever fight, in truth, at any kind of level. He loses this fight, where does he go? You know what I mean? There's nowhere for him. And that's 2 rounds in the bank for Richardson Hitchins, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's 31. He's not retiring anytime soon.
Yeah, but it's the wars he's been in, man. He's been through the wars, and he's just, I don't know, his career's slowed a bit, hasn't it? I just don't think there's much out there for him if he loses this, to be honest.
I don't know. He keeps getting title shots.
Josh said, just got to go to the stream, boys. Who's winning? Richardson Hitchins, 2 rounds to 0, mate, so far, after 2 rounds.
Absolutely.
Lads, sorry, I just dropped off there a little bit. The wife tried to call me.
No worries.
Yeah, he's got a bit. Have we seen the mark under his eye?
Yes.
That's worrying, Mr. Neutral, that he's catching him that much.
He's getting pieced up, mate. He's getting pieced up. He really is getting pieced up. It's just jab after jab after jab straight into his face. Joshua Heath said Kambosos needs a knockdown or throw more punches like he did in his last fight to win rounds at least. Yeah, he does, Josh, mate, 100%.
He's just fainting, and that's just music to Hitchins' ears. That the figuratively speaking, he's just fainting in the middle of the ring, allowing Hitchins to jab away and even use more versatile punches that he wouldn't normally use. He's made it far too easy for Hitchinson now.
I think.
Oh, big shot from
Hitchins is like he's very, very calculated with his shots, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picks his punches perfectly. Reminds me, I don't want to compare him to Floyd Mayweather, but very similar in that style. So when he lets his hands go, he knows he's doing damage with them. Like
Like,
picking off
do
them
you know what I'm
jabs.
noticing? Do you know what I'm noticing as well? Look at his front foot. He's planting his front foot, and that's because he's not worried about what with George jumping on him, because he'd be bouncing
Yeah.
if he wasn't. He's planting his front foot, and because he wants to jab his face off. And look, and he's just whenever that anything wild comes in, he slips it from where he is. He's not backing up. He's holding the center of the ring, and he's not bouncing on that front foot, which is interesting.
Now he's forcing George back. Now that this is mentally,
Draining of Kambosos.
yeah, this is a
He's
mental
outmanning him,
battle in
neutral.
round
He's
3.
outmanning him in there. He's
I think
I,
outmanning him.
I
I
think
can
he's in
see a
trouble, boys.
stoppage coming. I
I
can
think
see a
he's in trouble.
stoppage coming.
He's in trouble. He got whacked with the right hand there, and he didn't like it. And they weren't too much on it either.
He needs to sacrifice something here in order to gain, the greater good, and maybe that is to get in the pocket and do a Teofimo Lopez type scenario.
It's 3 rounds in, and he looks like he's in the 10th round right now. Kambosos.
Getting pieced up.
Yeah,
Getting absolutely
absolutely,
pieced
mate.
up.
Absolutely.
Oh, little check hooks as well. Beautiful.
That's what I was
We know
talking
George
about.
is tough, though.
Do you see
George
that
is tough.
sacrifice he made there to connect that left hook?
Yeah. Double jabs. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Straight
You can
through the
actually
guard.
hear Richardson Hitchins' punches like whistling. You know
I
when he
don't know
throws
how
that jab, you can hear that.
I don't know how you're hearing
You
them.
know what I mean?
You're supposed to have your telly down. How can you be
I have,
hearing
but
them?
I can still hear it slightly. You know what I mean? You can actually hear the whistling when he throws a punch. That's how crisp his jabs are. You can hear that. Maybe I'm imagining it, mate. You know what I mean?
I
Years
think
of
it's your
watching boxing,
dog.
bro. It's what it does to you. Getting punched in the head for a living, mate. It comes at a cost. You know what I'm saying?
The fucking whistle of the punch.
Honestly, I can hear it.
Telly's
Every time
down.
Hitchins throws a jab, you can hear like that. I'm telling you. Turn your telly up and mute your mic and hear it, mate. You'll
It's
hear
an
what I'm talking about.
onomatopoeia. That's called an onomatopoeia.
It is. A sound you can't explain, my brother. Mike Young says, who has better jabs, Cruz or Hitchins? Oh, I'd say probably Cruz, but Hitchins is putting on a pretty good comparison.
I don't know. Well, it's a shame we'll never see it.
Nah, definitely not. Well, unless Cruz moves up to 140.
He's not moving up. He's comfortable there.
Well, he's got Ray Marataya, isn't he, next? So why would he?
Yeah, exactly. Then he could have
Joshua
Tank.
Heath says 3-0 to Richardson Hitchins. Completely with you there, mate.
See, that's that sacrifice I was talking about there. I don't know if Hitchins has got the one punch power, but if George was to sacrifice one punch to get inside to connect to Hitchins, that could be a scenario for keys to victory here for George. But look, I'm under no illusions at all that my draw that I have predicted is going to come any fruition here. But I've got to give George a measure of respectability in his ability to come back, after these 3 rounds and win this fight or even get a draw. But Hitchins is looking so strong right now.
It's going to be tough in New York, mate, for Hitchins to not get the win, especially with a performance like this. Even if Kambosos won every round from now on, I still don't think he'd get the decision.
He's not a great pressure fighter, George. So he has to get inside. He has to get inside and sacrifice a trade-off.
He's having a go. Joshua Heath just said, only pressure fighters like Lemos was able to give Richardson Hitchins problems. The only way Kambosos can beat Hitchins is to get on the inside because Hitchins is still difficult fighting on the outside. Well,
There
that's
you
true,
go.
matey. Yeah, 100%.
That's what I just said. He's got to
Pretty
get on
much
the
in a
inside.
nutshell, yeah. Wrapped it up in a sweet little shell. It's exactly right, brother.
Oh, we've lost.
Right. He'll be back. The boxing man will be back. He's probably gone for a little snack. He's only just got to his hotel room. He's travelling at the moment. It could be the hotel Wi-Fi. But anyway, we digress. We're in round 4 of 12 here from New York City, MSG Theatre Arena, between Richardson Hitchins and George Kambosos Jr. for the IBF Super Lightweight World Title. It's all Richardson Hitchins at the moment, and the boxing man is ready to rejoin us.
He's having a better round 4 though, George.
He is. He's landed some shots in this round, but still not enough to win the round, but he's definitely been more competitive.
But
Sorry,
what
boys. Sorry, boys. It's
that's all right, mate.
hotel
But,
Wi-Fi here, so I'm in and out. I apologise,
but
lads.
I
Don't even
don't be
sweat it,
mad.
my brother.
Yeah, I had to come out earlier on. Technical difficulties happens all the time. But this is what I was talking about. Now Hitchins he's now trading with George. This is George Kambosos' country
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Instead of using that lovely jab, there's a two-piece combination that we haven't seen for a while in this round. But George has got a sacrifice to get on that inside, and he's cut over the right eye.
Oh.
He's cut.
Yeah, George knows. George knows he's landing now.
Yeah, definitely. Joshua Heath just said we ain't getting the Kambosos Tio unification rematch at 140. No, definitely not, mate. That's definitely not going to happen now. Tio's moving on. Tio's apparently signing with PBC and fighting on the tank card against Lamont Roach Jr. So we'll have to see what happens there and who it's against. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
And what weight?
Well, 140, mate. He said, I spoke to him the other day. I was speaking to Tiafimo the other day. And he said to me, he said, I'm staying at 140 because that's where my straps are at. He said, but I'm willing to go up to 147 and fight anyone. But 140 is where I want to be and where my titles are. And that's why he didn't fight Devin Haney.
Right. He's still so. I feel he's very emotional tonight, George. I know he's been getting angry over the last few days with Hitchins. I feel that he's highly charged right now, and I think that is a problem.
Nooch, do you think sometimes that's because the fighter knows that the fight's gone and he's just trying to fucking work his? Do you know what I mean? He's trying to wind himself up because he knows he's a warrior. Do you know what I mean?
Anything to get in there. Anything to get in there, isn't it?
As if he takes any kind of information of anybody and he'll turn it into, an incentive.
Yeah.
To get angry.
I've been very impressed with Hitchins, though, lads. I'm going to be honest with you. I know we can say what we want. Is George fading and all the rest of it? He's been in some wars. But Hitchins has been composed. Other than a little bit of a spell in the fourth for Kambosos, it's been pretty much Hitchins the whole way through, hasn't it?
Yeah. And Hitchins, mate, can only beat who's in front of him. And he's putting on a clinic at the moment against the former unified world champion in George Kambosos Jr. So he's doing exactly what the best he can do, which is win every round against a former world champion. You can't fucking knock it, mate.
That snappy right hand he's got, that fade little right hand. He's not putting any massive power behind it, but it's definitely having an effect because it's landing all the time. It's just a snappy right hand. Bap. He's not sitting down it. He's just going snap.
Yeah, that's it. He's a UD specialist,
Yeah. That's why I took the UD, brother.
He's a high scoring boxer, very accurate, economical,
and athletic,
and technically proficient, more than proficient. Lads, watch channel on the stick. You watching the Kambosos fight? Yes, we are, mate. Let the punk talk. Welcome to the show.
Jack Hughes, mate. Big up, Jack. The punk kid Hughes. Thank you for tuning
in.
What are you doing up at 4:10 in the morning, brother? Should be tucked up with the wife, mate. But that's okay. We're glad you joined us.
Oh, the trading
it's on
now.
the zone, mate. It's on the zone.
Oh, Hitchins has got him. He's got him. 4, 5, 6 punches. He's on the attack. Oh, he's connecting. George trying to fight back. And the flurry, is it over? Oh, no, he's still rocked. Another punch, another barrage comes in.
He's hit him on the back of the head there as well. He didn't like that.
Oh, another left, solid cross, uppercut. That was a war.
You know what, though? Like, is he spent himself a little bit, or is he still all right?
He's blowing a bit.
Yeah, he's
It's
blowing,
him
isn't
whoop
he?
T.O., says Joshua Heath.
He's blowing a bit. He's sat back, hasn't he, Mr. Neutral? He's not throwing the flurries now.
No. He put a lot of effort into that flurry to try and end that fight.
Interesting.
George just reassuring his corner that he's good. Yeah, that opened up very nicely in round 5. I still give the round to Richardson Hitchins,
Yeah, it's a Hitchins round for sure.
but questions are now going to be asked of him in the
And they got
next round.
T.O. in the crowd. You see T.O. talking with his little fucking gay shades on. What's he doing?
The question for Hitchins is, I don't think he's actually met a power puncher yet. One of the power punchers.
What about Gary Antoine Russell? That'd be a good
One,
fight.
it could
But
be.
I think Hitchins would struggle against Russell Jr. That's what Joshua Heath's saying.
Yeah.
Against Gary Antoine Russell. He'd be a good fight, mate. That would be a good one, Josh.
And George is straight out. Hitchins now back to where he was in round 1. Plants his lead foot. High guard. The jab comes out. There you go. 2, 3. His
Hitchins
team
back
of
on work now. He's back on business, isn't he? Back with that jab. Doing what he was doing
jab.
earlier.
His jab. Left cross. Right cross.
Doesn't need to be get dragged into a dogfight with George Kambosos Jr.
Yeah. There you go. There's the left and right cross. And then he tucks the shoulder. 2 jabs again. This is what he was like in round 1 and round 2. He was getting himself in the mix in last 2 rounds. And that, as I said earlier, was George Kambosos' country. He wants
Oh,
you in the
Kambosos
mix.
is down. Oh, it's a slip. It's a slip. It's a slip. Joshua Heath just said, but then again, Russell Jr. got outboxed by Puello himself, but Russell Jr. was able to outbox a defensive boxer like Valenzuela, who took his belt. Yeah, that's all true, Josh, mate. Yeah, that's what I mean, mate. It's all swings and roundabouts.
Jack, go to fight a VIP league.
Yeah, you'll only find it, Jack, mate, if you're actually on the DAZN app. It's because it's live. It won't be on like a DAZN show. If you're on a Fire Stick, go on to DAZN 1. Go to DAZN 1. It'll be on there, brother. You should be able to find it. If not, if you got a VPN, go on to VIP League, and you can get it on there, brother. But yeah, they've got it the same as us after 5, 50 to 45, sorry, to Richardson Hitchins against George Kambosos Jr.
Well, George has got to win every round from now on to win this fight. That's not going to happen. So for me, he's got to knock him out after 5 rounds.
And that's definitely not going to happen.
Do you know when he started the round, lads? I almost saw desperation in his face, like it'd been the old Ben Davidson go out on your shield type thing. And so that's why he's throwing a lot more. But there's a bit of desperation in his face. But however, Hitchins is riding it out, and maybe there's a bit of confidence coming to Kambosos just because Hitchins is taking the round off. Do you know what I mean, lads?
He's urging him on now. Kambosos, he's doing the Rocky, isn't it? Hit me.
That usually means they're hurt, though.
Hitchins a bit red around the mouth. I don't know if that's blood.
Yeah, his lips are really red, like on his inside of his gums. Yeah, definitely. Joshua Heath just said, Opatai is the only proven champion from Australia. Kambosos was the worst unified champion at 135. I don't know, matey. I've seen a lot worse, to be quite honest. But I get your point, you know what I mean? But Sky Nicholson was good for a while. Billy Dibb was very good. The IBF former world champion at bantamweight was very, very good. Inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He's having his way with him, innit? It's almost like when we're in sparring, you've got someone you can just touch anytime you want.
It's like you're on the ball,
Yeah. Just I can tap it when I feel like it. Yeah, that's a good
I've got that 60-54, lads. 60-54 after 6. I assume you lads have got exactly the same.
Exactly.
No arguments here.
There's not a single one of us, though, lads, no matter what happens now for the next 5 rounds. There's not a single one of us that is going to say a bad word about George Kambosos, is there? Because he's a warrior.
Oh, he's tough as a mofo, mate.
He's a warrior.
Definitely. I love George Kambosos. I really wanted him to do well. But obviously, for my prediction league score, I want Hitchins to win by UD.
George Kambosos wears his heart on his sleeve. His face tells a thousand pictures, you know, a thousand stories. Because if he can't help but tell you how he feels with his face, you know, he was getting hit there for fun, and
I
every
agree,
shot that
Josh.
was hitting,
I agree.
you know, he was acknowledging with a facial expression. Josh has said Kambosos should retire if he loses. It'd be
I
hard
actually
for him.
agree. I think he should. I don't see where he goes. He's not going to
I,
get this
I
type of fights again. He only got this because of online Twitter beef. Without this, he wouldn't have even got this shot. So where would he go? He'd have to drop down massively in payday, massively in levels.
yeah, well,
I
see,
can't see him doing it, mate. I just
I've
can't
got a
see it.
question. I've got a question for Brett here. I mean, we're talking about retiring a 31-year-old who's, you know, been at the top for only what 4 years.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's how long he is in the tooth,
It's
man.
I know that, but let me finish. Are we getting to the stage where boxers' careers are getting shorter?
Well, it depends. If you're someone like Kambosos, mate, that don't forget he went in with Selby all those years ago.
Yeah,
Um, like he's been at the top level for a long time, and they've all been wars, mate. You could have a sugar coated career. You could have a guarded career where you come through the rankings. This man's been smashed in these top fights for the last what 6, 7, 8 years. Like
yeah,
he never takes an
Plus,
easy way
yeah.
out, mate. So you can be a fresh 37-year-old that's not been tested, or you can be someone that's been in with Haney twice, with Lomachenko, with Lopez. Like this guy's a warrior. So he said he's been paid very well in his career. So if it is the last fight, then good on him. I think they'll give him. Eddie will give, no matter what happens tonight, Eddie will give him another big payday in Australia as a bow out.
Yeah.
I don't think
he
he'll be
will.
disrespected.
He's got a huge following. I mean, if Pacquiao, who lost what's five fights, 6 fights in
Yes,
his
something
career,
around there. 7, yeah.
and he's still getting a fight of 46 for a belt. Why should this guy retire at 31?
Yeah,
He's
but
only got.
Pacquiao is a 7 weight division world
He'll
champion.
only
It's a
have
bit different
four
to George
losses.
Kambosos, to be
He'll
fair.
only have 4 losses, and 2 of them are to Haney. And that was at 135 pounds. This is only his second fight, 140 pounds.
Now, Kambosos only lost 3 times. He lost to Haney twice and Loma. That's it.
I know, but that was a lightweight. I mean, this is a super light. So for me, you know, give him a chance. Let
Yeah, but
him at
it's
least
for me,
warm
neutral.
into
It's
it.
just the wars he's been in, bro. It's the wars he's been in. You know, like Brett said, it's the miles on the
Mate,
clock. You know what I
I've
mean?
seen boxers who've been beat 4 or 5 times and still climb their way back up into the rankings. I
Well,
don't
look at Dave
accept.
Allen. Look at Dave
I
Allen.
don't accept this narrative that boxers are finished after a couple of defeats. I just don't accept that,
I don't
Hey,
think
I
it's
love it.
because of his defeats. Even the ones he's won, he's took punishment. You know what I mean? That's my
especially
point.
warriors.
It's the damage to him. That's what my point is. It's not just his
Mr.
defeats. You know,
Mr.
it's
Neutral,
the career.
we should
It's the
we should
longevity. It's staying sane for his family. And
we
you
should
know,
do
he might only be 31, but in boxing years, mate, he's 50. You know what I mean?
we
He's
should,
been in
we
some
should,
absolutely brutal fights.
Jams, Mr. Neutral. We should do a special on this because I'm actually quite passionate about it. I agree with what Mr. Neutral's saying. I think it's bullshit that the fans out there write these guys off after a couple of defeats because all of a sudden Dave Allen was punch drunk, was a disgrace, had mental health issues. Now the country can't wait to see him fight again. So I think you're absolutely right. You're making a lot of sense here, Mr. Neutral.
No,
No, I agree. I agree about most fighters, but in the case of Kambosos specifically, I just think he should call it because he's going to have to drop down a massive level. His last fight against Jake Wiley was a massive drop. He's now moved back up to the world level. If he loses this like he is losing it every single round, he's got to drop back down to that Jake
yeah,
Wiley
but
level. He's
who
not
else
going to get
at
the money. He's
140?
not going to get
No,
the
no,
fights.
no.
He's not going to get any kind of recognition
The
if he wins, loses, or
competition,
draws.
Jan, is
So what's
far
the
too.
point? You know what I
The
mean?
competition 135 is much hotter than 140. I think you're paying him a massive injustice.
I
Massive.
disagree, mate. I think he's cooked. I think he's done. I think he should retire.
No,
It's a good
that's
talking point, though,
it's a
lads.
bold statement to
It's
tell a boxer
that,
when to retire at 31. It's a
I'm not
very
telling him to
bold
retire.
statement.
I'm saying I think he should retire. I'm not phoning him up saying, George, you need to retire. I'm saying I think he should. He's been in wars, mate, and he doesn't look the same fighter. He's getting pieced up here by a guy who's classed as average. To me,
He's a
that
warrior.
tells me he needs to retire. If this were the same George Kambosos who fought 3 years ago, Hitchins would be on his back by now.
So are we not acknowledging that this is a masterclass from Hitchins now? Is he not
No, it's
something
not a
special?
masterclass from Hitchins. Hitchins has been okay. Pretty much what I expected, but no, it's not a masterclass, not at all.
Well, I would say it is because the 104 jabs landed to Kambosos 32. So out of 216, that's 50%. That's a
Shows how bad
masterclass.
Kambosos has been.
I think Hitchins has
I'm
been
not
difficult.
saying George Kambosos has to operate at the highest level, but he can still make a very decent living in the next couple of years fighting guys who are not a hot competition like 135. It's his second fight at 140. I just think Hitchins is something special, and that's the second Australian that he's whipped on the trot.
Well,
He is something
he beat
special.
Liam Farrow by split decision. I won't say whooped.
Well, I thought the split decision was a bit harsh on that's because Parrow was the champion and one of the
It
judges.
was, yeah,
Oh, he's got-
that is true. That is true. To be honest, I had it by UD for Hitchins in that fight, to be fair.
Yeah, we did. But look, this is Floyd.
Kambosos has just been knocked out.
There you go.
I
His
think he's
body
been knocked
shot.
out. Now he's getting up, Ever the Warrior, but I think the rest
There's
of
a
the weight
body
is
shot.
off.
Left body shot. Got him.
Nah, it's over. It's over. It's done. Kambosos stopped. Africa done exactly what he said on the tin. He got the knockout like he said he would.
Nobody.
What a
went
performance.
for a
Now it
knockout.
turns into a masterclass, Mr. Neutral, when he's only the second man to stop George Kambosos Jr. That turns that into a masterclass for me.
There you go.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic in the end. To get the knockout of Kambosos, only Lomachenko's ever done that before.
I think only then a small section of one of the rounds. It was unbelievable boxing from Hitchins, and I think I said to you, what round was it? 6? When I said he looks like he's a spent man that's come out when he's good, like the Ben Davidson, roll the dice. It looked like that in his face, and fair play because that is a massive scalp on his record. Massive.
It's a huge knockout, mate. He literally only Lomachenko
And his resume is going from strength to strength now. Yeah, he's the bogeyman at 140.
Who's going to want to fight him? Who's going to want to fight him after that, though?
I mean, he's been calling out Devin Haney.
He wants Teofimo next. Apparently, he wants Teofimo next.
Garcia.
At 140. That's why Teo's there ringside. They want that fight next. Teofimo versus Hitchins at 140 for all the scraps.
But don't get me started because it's all going to be a load of Twitter beef, and they won't fight each other for 2 years, and it's just ridiculous. We want to see.
According to Eddie Hearn, it could be next.
What?
And Teo said he's going to stay at 140. That's why he turned down the Haney fight at 145 catch.
Right cross, left body shot.
What a shot that was! What a shot that was!
Beautiful shot.
It was a thing of beauty. That turned it into a masterclass performance. That knockout, because no one stops George like that.
The Australian Josh Warrington is down.
Yeah, the grinder, the grafter.
But I'm sure he'll be back at some stage.
Just at a much lower level.
Large. He's a character. He's a trash talker. He's a personality of the ring. You'd be sorely missed if he was to retire.
I'll tell you what, I don't like that from Hitchins. Did you see what he's just done? He's just spat into the crowd. He got on the top rope and spat into the crowd. That's not a good look, brother. What the fuck?
Think he was just shouting, John.
Is he spitting at Lopez? Is it Lopez?
Oh, it could be spitting at Teofimo. That's probably what it was. He got on the top rope and went like that, and literally he seemed to spit.
Oh, that'll
Hopefully
get
Teofimo, not just
everybody
spitting at the crowd. Well, that'll be a good mix-up now. Then let's get that on next. Let's get Teofimo versus Richardson Hitchins for all the marbles at 140.
Listen, we might see Teo jump in the ring here.
I was just going to say the same thing, brother. I wonder if Teo's going to get in there and now go up to Richardson and said, "Let's do this." Shall we stick with it, Mr. Neutral, and see if he does?
Stick with it. See what happens. I mean, who else is there? Is it Gary Russell?
Yeah, Antoine Russell is one of them. That's in the mix. I've also got a super light at the minute. Valenzuela's one. No, not Valenzuela. It's 135. Not Pacheco. What about Mbili? Oh no, Mbili's middle, isn't he? He's middleweight. You know, he's fighting
He's
soon, though,
super
isn't he? He's
middle.
fighting free as well. Free on YouTube. A good night. That'll be. Yeah, let's see. Is Tio going to get in the ring? Can't take my eyes off it.
Eddie's there. Nah, he's not getting in that ring. I reckon he's darted already.
Especially after he got spat at if he did.
He doesn't want to be on the streets in New York late at night.
Not after that performance at Times Square. Him, Devon and Ryan, mate, a bit of run. That was a
Battle
stinker
in
of a
New
show.
It
Absolute
would be
stinker.
I mean,
Listen,
it would be the logical fight. Tio versus Hitchins, to be the king of New York. And once and for all, who takes that crown? Puello is the WBC champion. I think Hitchins.
He's got Sabrail Matiso, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Hitchins beats Puello.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he beats Matthias as well.
Yeah, I think Matthias, once that Parole defeat, he's not going to be the same fighter mentally again.
He beat the boogeyman. It stopped him being that boogeyman, didn't it?
Aye. Yeah, impressive performance there, Brett. I've, very surprised, mildly surprised, pleasantly surprised. And yeah, I look forward to his next fight now.
So much for Rico saying that George was going to knock him out.
We all get things wrong, John.
Listen, Hitchins might be a bit special, lads, because I'll tell you, if we all watch it back tomorrow, we'll see some very clever things in there. There was some traps, there was some good traps, and there was some things that he did. I told you early on, he was landing punches at range on purpose. He was tapping him, and then there was some beautiful counters as well. So
he was letting
just to look at it purely from.
Yeah, absolutely agree. He was, like you were saying there, Brett, when them taps were coming in, he was letting Kambosos know, I'm only tapping you, right? Kambosos the warrior, right? Oh yeah, I'm loving this. A few taps are coming my way. Well, like you said, he's setting the trap. Then comes the hard jab. Then the jab combination. Then he'll go with the left.
Here comes Tio into the ring.
Right upstairs.
Told you he was going to come in.
Oh, he is. He's going in the ring. Oh, you were right, Brett. Here we go.
Like I say, Tio said to me the other day on that space, I was speaking to him on the space, he told me, he said, I'm staying at 140 to unify. That's what he said. He said, I will fight anyone at 147, but I'm going to stay at 140 and take all the straps. And this is what he had in mind. I knew this was what he had in mind.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's see what Tio's got to say.
Here we go now.
Hitchins is too busy taking photos with his peeps. He's got a picture with Tio now.
Oh, it's a bit friendly, isn't it?
It's too friendly, yeah. It's a bit fucking man-loving. I was expecting a bit of beef. A little bit of side order.
Oh, I've let me down these two.
That's disappointing, isn't it?
Oh, mate. I miss Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. I really do.
The real G's. When they just go in there and say, I'm going to fucking eat your children and all that shit. They were the days.
I miss Hubby Hyde, David Hay.
I love David Hay, man. People don't put respect on that name other than the big toe, the little toe situation.
Barrera.
Antonio Barrera, what's a fighter?
I just
seen him in Manchester.
So bad. These boxes today make me sick. So they do.
It's not the same, is it? It's just not the same.
It's just softness. I don't know. I don't know. They're too
Well,
nice.
let's wrap this up, lads. Let's wrap it up. We're not going to
Let's
get any
wrap it up.
drama in the ring. Tio's not going to do shit all.
We're not
Richardson
going to get
Hitchins
any
is not doing
drama.
shit all. But Hitchins gets the win. He stops the very tough and game George Kambosos Jr. So he keeps his IBF title at super lightweight. It was a 7th round TKO. So thank you for tuning in on Red Corner Boxing. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, give it a share, tell your friends, tell your family. We're here every time there's live boxing. Me and Mr. Neutral are here. Thank you to the boxing man for joining us. Really appreciate you, my brother.
Cheers, boys.
Thanks,
Absolute
Brett.
pleasure. And we're proudly sponsored by Easy Storage, your place to go for all your storage needs across the United Kingdom. Check them out. We handle your stuff with care. Right, from us three, God bless, good night, salute. See you soon.